I missed the first two. But I just want to start off today with saying thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our veterans. And uh, guys, we freedom's not free. It was paid for a price by a price, and you guys paid that price, and we continue to do it daily. I was on a Zoom earlier. There's on my in my coach's office, and there was a one of Todd and Lindsay's agents jumped in there, and he was studying for his test, and I'm trying to think that Ray maybe is he on here? I'm looking to see if he might be on. He was driving. He started sharing his story. I said, "Man, tell me a little bit about yourself." Here's the deal. We've got so many agents now, and I don't know your stories. And he started sharing his story about how he fought in Desert Storm, and he's got man, this dude had like a military just background that just unreal, uncanny, man. And I'm thinking on Veterans Day, I'm just getting chills just listening to him talk. And guys, this is so cool. I just love the different aspects of everybody and where you come from, and just we're so eclectic in what we do, and but to know that we got people like that serving on with Aegis first or about to be. He hadn't even finished his license yet, but he's getting there. And we gave a little bit of encouragement. And I told him I wanted him to come speak on our Veterans First panel one day when they're on and just kind of share the story. But having said that, I really got to thinking we need a day to just go around the room and I don't care if we've got 50 people, guys, we'll take as long as we need. But you guys, I want to hear your stories because I think it's important for me and Todd and Helen and all the different leaders on this team to be able to know who do we have on this team. And we get so caught up and just trying to worry about building or doing something, but we forget what's important because Agents First is nothing without each one of you. And I think it's important for us to find out who we are and the value of what we got. So anyway, kudos to all of our veterans who have served in the past, who are currently serving. And we just love you guys and appreciate everything. So happy Veterans Day. If you got a husband, I know Leanne's husband, Navy vet, and thank you. And you got to pass that on from the bottom of our hearts. We really do. We thank you for your service. So having said that, this week has kind of come together. We didn't know. Yesterday, me and Jane was talking. We're like, "What do you got for the week?" I'm like, "Hey, let me throw something together." Normally, we do this 2 or 3 weeks in advance, maybe even a month. But everything has just kind of been just going. But I think we put together a really, really good training session this week. So I'm just going to go over it real quick. Today, I've asked Misha to do Best Plan Pro. And the reason why is that to me, it's the best quoting tool on the market out there. Whenever January 1st rolls around, everybody is going to be getting your CRM. It's $30 for the CRM, but you get the Best Plan Pro would be a part of it. So everyone is going to have Best Plan Pro as a tool, right? That you're going to be using, and basically it's free because it's inside your CRM that you get. But if you went out and just bought it, we had like 15 people that was actually paying $30 a month for Best Plan Pro. That's what it cost for that service, and everyone have loved it. Like they weren't complaining. That was a very valuable service they had with it, and you're about to find out why. But on January 1st, it becomes part of Agents First. And so, having said that, I think it's time that we do a training on it, and we let you understand how that system works. So we got that today. Tomorrow, Asher will be on at 9 o'clock in the morning doing Central Time, Darren time. 9 o'clock, Asher will be doing another annuity, and he's actually putting together a whole presentation he hasn't ever done yet. I'm going to do one just for you guys. That's a sweet, baby. Go get them. We got that tomorrow. Thursday, I've got Alan McBroom's going to be doing a training on premier financing and how to pay off your mortgage in 7 to 10 years instead of 30 using our resources that we have. And then Friday, check this out, making a big announcement. Friday, we just brokered a deal with New Era Health, and that will be our health company going forward. We're going to have Jamie Jones is going to be on the call. our director that works with us with that company, and she's going to explain everything about the company, how to get contracted, how to get licensed, or whatever, and then how to sell it, right? And then she made a commitment that every Thursday, and we're going to move it to 10 o'clock for training because we got some people that need some East Center to West Coast time. We're going to move our Thursdays training at 10 o'clock, and she'll be training on Thursdays for as long as we need her to. Okay, so we got a brand new thing coming out with health. The thing I like about them and the rates. From what I've seen, is I know Leanne's getting excited over there. It looked like from here, Leanne, there's a fan going above you, but it looked like it was your hand. That was a fan. I thought you were like going, okay, you have to see the picture.
Yeah, there was. Well, I don't know. I
No,
turned off.
it's
I
not
took
you.
it back.
I'm looking at the Zoom, and from my Zoom, never mind. You're just this old man's eyes are going.
So, so Jamie's coming in on Thursday or Friday?
So no, so she is coming in. I sent her a Texas message. We're introducing her on Friday at the
Okay, for
having
this Friday.
every Thursday following,
Gotcha.
turn that into a health training. But we're introducing health to you on Friday, so you don't want to miss that one. And we'll probably start at about 9:30 because we've got some stuff at 9 o'clock. We forgot. Guess what we forgot to do Friday? I forgot to go over our promotions, right? And our monthly for October. So we're going to do that this Friday. And then after we do that, we'll turn it over to her. So she'll probably get on about 9:30. All right, guys. Best Plan Pro, Misha, are you ready? Let's see what you got, brother.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for telling us about the schedule. I mean, we're gonna be getting busy, so that's a good thing, right?
That's
All
right.
right. Okay. Well, as Darren was mentioning, we're gonna be using the Best Plan Pro. We like this plan because it allows us to quote final expense and term plan insurance at the same time. Another thing that I like about this plan is that versus other ones is that you only need to input the information of the client once. That's it. Now with other plans that you need to move from one page to the other one and input everything again so you can get a quote. This one does it all at once. Now, another good thing is that this plan is going to be, like Darren said, part of the CRM. So all of us are going to have access to it. And I mean, it's going to just simplify the way we quote. Now, the idea of this plan is that exactly to simplify the quoting. So before, I mean, this plan existed, uh, when it came to the underwriting, we needed to pull out the guidelines for every single company. We needed to see if whatever condition was going to be accepted according to the plan that we were selling with a particular company, and and then we had to quote company by company, company by company. So it was too long. Now the market has changed. I mean, before, I mean, we kind of took the time to go over that because we were doing a lot of in-home presentations. But nowadays, I mean, most of the people they want to do everything over the phone. So what we need now is the speed, right? We need to quote fast. That way, the person that is on the phone is not going to get bored. They're not going to hang up, and we're going to be able to get to the sale. So what I'm going to show you is how simple it is to quote with this plan. It is one of the simplest tools that we can use. So the first thing that you do as soon as you log in, this is the first thing that you're gonna see. When you log on, the first thing you're gonna see is gonna be this dashboard. Then you put the date of birth. Let's put 10/18/1975. So this guy is old enough to get a quote on final expense and on term. So another thing that I like about this plan is that it's so fast that you don't need to write any signs like dashes, nothing. I mean, you just type numbers. So this guy is gonna be 5'7", and the system automatically puts all the signs for you. Let's do this guy 180 pounds, male. Uh, let's do a never smoker. I mean, this guy never smoked. Here is where you're gonna tell the system what you wanna get quotes on. You want to get final expense or term or both. So you can just turn it on and off. Okay. Let's do California, and let's go for 250,000. Okay. Now The other thing about this plan, like I said, is going to simplify the underwriting. So what you do, if this client has some medical issues, you turn this thing on, and then you can start typing the condition. So let's say this guy has diabetes. As you can see, all I did was type the D, and immediately give me a lot of options. So it's so fast. This plan is super fast. Let's do diabetes type 2. It's a current condition. When you ask the client when he was diagnosed, you can do both. You can either do the specific date, or a lot of people don't remember the specific date. People just remember the time. So a lot of people said, you know what, I was diagnosed 5 years ago. Then that's all you do. You type 5 years ago. That's it. You can put the name of the medications if you like, or you don't. In this case, let's put metformin. Metformin right there. All right, that's it. Let's save this condition and add one more. Let's put high blood pressure. We click on it. Current lifelong, diagnosed same thing 5 years ago. And you don't know, the guy doesn't remember what type of medication he's taking, not a big deal. Then you click on save and close. Then you run the quote. You start running the quote, and now the system is going to be running the quotes on the companies that you chose. And I'm going to show you how you're going to choose the companies in a minute. So right now, as you guys can see, the system is running the quote. Just, okay. So now the quote has been run. And now look at this. So the system is telling you that for final expense, he's ineligible. Why? Because you're applying for 250,000. So we're not going to go there. We click on term, and then you have the options to change the terms, and then the companies that we use. Okay. So now you don't need to change anything except the term. So look at this. So right now for a 10-year term, let's use this number right here. With SBLI, the monthly contribution is 3035. You change it for 20 years, and all the monthly contributions change automatically. You see that? So now it's 4968. If you go 30-year, immediately it changes everything. If you go return the premium, then it tells you which companies. Now, as you can see, with return the premium, it changed all the companies that have return the premium policies, and it disappears. The rest goes away. So it's so incredibly fast, guys. I mean, super fast. So in this case, we're gonna go back to the 20-year term, and then you are gonna be seeing all the companies that we use, and then you can choose the one that you're gonna be selling to the client. Now, so let's say you choose Americo, for instance. Before you give the quote, as you can see, this monthly contribution is 162. But before you give the quote to the client, click on View Details and see if there is another quote. Because sometimes it says level, standard, substandard, and then you can choose whatever quote you're gonna give him. I mean, usually I give always all the time I give standard, but in this particular case, there's only one, so you just now you're free to give the quote to the client. This one right here, same thing, standard. So just click on the details just to make sure that you're giving the right quote. Now, when it comes to the details, it doesn't only give you the details on the monthly contribution, it also gives you the phone number where the client can call. This is the customer service phone number. This is the address of the company, payment options, and it gives you the riders. Pretty much everything that you can tell the client that this company offers before you sell the plan.
Guys, this is
So
big. I want to stop on there for a second.
go ahead.
Payment options is big on this because you're finding out on your quoting tool. So you know going into it, do they accept credit or debit cards, or do they just do the monthly EFT? How many times have we been writing policies and you don't get to the end? They say, "Oh, all I've got is a debit card." Then you were in the wrong, and you spent 30 minutes, and now you got to start all over. If you knew this information ahead of time, dude, it game changer for a lot of you. So that's important for, especially for the new agent to know this.
Exactly. Now, another thing, especially for us that we work with the Hispanic market, a lot of them still have IT numbers.
Mhm.
And it tells you right here at the bottom if an IT number is accepted or just a social security number. So if you happen to have somebody with an IT number, I mean, you can go to this section to see if the company is going to accept it, and then you can just move forward. In this particular case, Mutual of Omaha only takes people with social security numbers, and then you're good to go. Now, when you are ready to quote, I mean, I'm sorry to you gave the monthly contribution to the client, you sold the company, the benefit of the policy, the guy agrees, you can just click on Access eApp and it takes you directly to the website. That way you can start uh, inputting your application. So as you can see, this plan is super fast. Now, here, when you go to settings, and these are the companies that we are um, appointed with, right?
Right.
So if you wanna, you have another one, so whatever, you can just put it here. You click on settings, you click on set available products, and then you choose the companies that you want to quote with. You see, so this is pretty good. This is fast. I mean, it simplifies the process. Um, I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this. It is incredibly fast. Here you can put right here if you want the quotes to be compared with other companies that we don't use. I usually don't do that. I mean, because it's just like I said. I mean, I like speed when I'm talking to clients. Now, let's say this
Let's
client wants
Misha,
only 50,000. So check
yeah, that's
this
what
out.
I say. Do a smaller one so we can see final expense.
So let's go for 50,000, which is the maximum that a final
Do
expense company.
Misha, do 40,000 because there's a lot of carriers that don't do go up to 50. So let's do
Let's
40.
do 40.
See more options.
Now check this out. You run the same thing, and just give it a little bit of time. There you go.
Yeah.
So Misha,
Now,
this doesn't do a whole life or a whole life.
It's final
It's
expense.
just
no,
final
nothing.
expense and
It's just
term.
final expense and term.
Okay.
Okay. So now check this out. With $40,000, immediately tells you which companies you can apply with based on his age, because this guy's 50 years old, based on his age and the amount that you're applying for. Um, so you have all these companies, and you can even click on term.
But let me ask
And
you something,
go
Misha.
ahead.
Um, do you not have Sentinel marked? Because I know they're cheaper than any of these. Why is it not one of your carriers for final expense? Sentinel? Or are they not on there?
Let's see.
They might not be on because they have their own
No, they.
voting.
Oh,
Let's
I
see.
thought they were. I thought we've used them, but that's what I'm wondering if he just maybe forgot to mark it.
No, it's not here. Yeah, it's right.
Yes, it's
Sentinel New Security New Advantage.
advantage. That's it. So I know. Interesting. Maybe there's a
How
I'm
something
gonna
much
tell.
coverage are you looking
No,
for?
well, I'm gonna
maybe
tell you why it's not
state,
popping up.
your
The
state.
reason it's not popping up
Yeah.
is because this guy is 50 years old.
That's do 40. Well, 50. They're eligible at 50 at that
Let's
age.
do 65.
Well, I mean, but their Sentinel is a 0 to 80.
Uh, let's see.
I don't think Sentinel's in California either.
That's what it is. Are you in California?
Oh yeah, I quoted
That's what
California.
it is. Sentinel's not in California. That's why it's not showing up. Why don't you pick a state that's
Yeah,
normal?
let me change that.
Arizona or Oklahoma.
Okay, so now let's do this.
Texas.
Let's do Texas. All right.
You said pick a state that's normal.
He said normal. I know. I was laughing at that. Hey, we're normal over here.
I guess you Californians aren't
You're
normal.
from Oklahoma. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like right now it's like 79 degrees and I'm already wearing a jacket.
And it's like 30 here. So, okay.
All right, so check this out.
Okay.
When you make changes, like for instance, if you change the date of birth,
Yeah.
you change the state,
Yeah.
And then you get this little notice right here.
Okay.
It's letting you, the system knows that you changed something. And then you just click on get an updated quote.
Yeah. I
And
want to
let's see what
we were
happens.
sitting up all in this category now.
So I put Texas on this one, which is a normal state.
Yeah. Normal stuff. Well, I'd say that unless we're playing them in football, then they're horns down.
All right. So we have Mutual of Omaha, Aflac, Liberty, American, Combined. Uh,
For some reason. I don't
now
know.
I got more options.
Okay.
Transamerica and American Preferred.
Yeah.
I wonder how come Sentinel is not popping up. Let's
That's
see
it.
again.
Hold on. I don't know. It's all right. Well, got them marked.
Oh, it's not marked off there. Oh, no, it is.
Yeah, it's Sentinel's new security.
That's definitely interesting.
I don't know. They're not sure enough, but we know someone could do a rate on them later and just figure it out. But I know the rates are typically about a little bit cheaper than mutual.
Oh, I know why. I know why right now.
Tell me.
Why?
Go back up to the amount of insurance. They only go up to 35,000, guys.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
Makes sense.
So if you put 35,000, you'll see Sentinel right at the top, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Just 30,000.
Let's do 30,000.
And honestly, we're talking about final expense. So final expense, typically we're talking about 15 to 20,000. We typically don't do 40 and 50,000 on them.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Yeah, there you go. I knew it'd be there. So
All right, perfect. All right. So now check this out. So you have now all the final expense. At the same time, you still have term options for the exact same amount of 30,000.
yeah.
And the companies that can go on a term coverage at that very low amount. So I mean that's what I like about this plan, that you can quote both simultaneously. Um, and everything has to do with monthly contributions, right? I mean, for instance, if you go with Sentinel per se, the monthly contribution on a final expense 121. If the client cannot afford it, I don't know, maybe you can do a term, and if the guy qualifies,
So here's
which
what this could
based
look like.
hold on, which based on the medical conditions,
Yep.
the plan is telling you that he will qualify for a term plan if you need to go that low. So and that's another thing I like about these plans, because a lot of people, when I'm quoting final expense, they say, you know what? I mean, 124, it's a lot of money. I just need to have some coverage. I don't want to be without anything. Then I can go, well, then you can go with a term plan. It's going to cover you for 20 years, and the monthly contribution is going to be $60 for the same 30,000. So the idea with this plan, what I like too, is, I mean, you have bigger chances not to leave money on the table. Does that make sense? Because the client, the system itself is telling you that in this particular case, somebody with diabetes and high blood pressure can still qualify for a term plan or a final expense plan. So you can see super fast which plan you can put your client on depending on budget. I mean, I mean, I know that, I mean, the client is a little sick and they want something permanent. The best option would be final expense. But if the guy cannot afford it, I mean, you can go to a term plan and still close it.
So two questions here. One, and this is definitely where people like that are doing mortgage protection, because sometimes you got to go from term to we have to transition because of medical or whatever or pricing, but sometimes we have to drop down to the whole life final expense policies. And so you're
Mhm.
in one location, you can get it all. If we're doing payment protection plans or whatever it might be, equity protection, then you want to switch over to that. So I like this is all in one location. Do we have are they talking about adding an IUL feature on there?
No, and the reason is because I called them to ask them that question, and the reason that they said that they don't want to add IUL in whole life plans is because those plans actually you build in according to what the purpose of the money is.
I get it. No, I get it. It's
So
hard to do an illustrate. You almost have to do, but the only thing exception might would be um Americo and Mutual of Omaha IULEs and
right.
Express Company. They're a little bit different, but that's all right. They're easy
Mhm.
to quote. So we don't really need that. I'm just curious if they were planning on
Yeah,
doing.
that's the reason they said that they don't have the IULs.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is perfect. Somebody that focuses on selling final expense,
Yeah.
mortgage protection, or term. I use this tool all the time. I mean, it really, really saves me a lot of time. Helps me to close deals faster. When I close IULs, I mean, I go directly to the carrier that I'm gonna use, and just get familiar to one carrier. When it comes to IULs, that way you can quote fast. Again, because we are quoting on the phone, speed is king. You need to quote fast. So when you're not doing anything, going to one carrier, get very familiar with it. So if you need to switch to an IUL, which has happened to me, sometimes clients go, you know what? I also hear about an IUL. Can you explain that what an IUL is? Absolutely. You move into that page right away. You click into your website, and as you're explaining, you already building the illustration because you already have the date of birth, right? You got the name of the client on your lead. Then you can just start building it and then go from there. Speed is what's going to help us, is helping us to close deals.
No doubt.
The rest is just having a nice conversation with the client. We can learn a script, but turn the script into a conversation. Don't be too scripted, like word by word, because in reality it comes down to what the person needs. Um, so that's my recommendation. Just make it a conversation, talk nice to somebody, learn how to use these tools. When you're not doing anything, just practice, quote everything, uh, put different medical conditions. I mean, there's some people that I have done with, I don't know, 5, 6 medical conditions. This plan has it all. Rheumatoid arthritis, dialysis, whatever the clients may have, you're gonna find it here. And I mean, go ahead, Todd.
Does anybody have a condition you just want to try? Maybe you got a client you want to know about. You want to do a test one. And somebody jump up
Let
with
me let me
something.
ask one then, because this is actually making me think about a client I have about switching him to an IUL. What about a 27-year-old with an IUL
We're,
but he's got a bad driving record?
we're not doing IULs here.
This isn't for IUL. Okay, sorry about that.
Danny, where were you? Okay, so no, I'm gonna go a whole nother route.
Sorry
Let's
about
say
that.
we got a 52-year-old Down syndrome person. Let's see if we can't do something in final expense. 52 years old, and I just want you to type in Down syndrome, and let's just see if anything shows up other than graded.
Misha, the nice thing is with the the IULs like the Americo IUL and Mutual of Omaha IULE, if it
Mhm.
comes up as an option for Term Life Express or the Term 100 for Americo, the qualifications for their IULs are the same. So if that's an option that comes up for you in this program for the Term 100 or the TLE for Mutual of Omaha, if it turns into a conversation about an IULE or Americo IUL, they'll
Mhm.
get approved based on that information because the qualifications are the same for their term product and IULs.
Thank you.
There,
That's
there you go. So that way, I mean, if it comes into an IUL, I
Yep.
mean, just go to America and go for that one, and that's it. Perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm putting a 50-year-old man with Down
Okay.
syndrome,
Let's just see
52
what happens.
years of age, and let's see what happens here.
So I actually had this happen in a client before, and I think I've got them UHL, if I'm not mistaken, and got them day one coverage. It was a female, but it's 50. She's over 50. I'm wondering if that 30,000 might throw you off here because we're talking about final expense, but we'll see. Yeah, that might be something. American Amcal, there you go. So
All
and
right.
look at
Let
the
me,
rate, good rates, right? Oh, that's a term.
no, that's a term, and it
Oh,
will go to final expense.
I've never seen someone get a term with it, but maybe. Okay.
Yeah, look at that.
Some companies don't ask. So beautiful. There you go. So I've had people ask me, well, I got someone with Down syndrome, is it a guaranteed issue? Well, not always. Not always. So you just don't know until you get into these quoting tools. So what a great opportunity, guys. This is the best. I've Todd, tell me if you've seen one better than this. Best Plan Pro is about as good as I've seen.
Hmm.
And getting you straight to the application. Everything you need is here. And guys, this is going to be part of our CRM. So get excited about that. If you guys want it now and you don't want to wait on your CRM, obviously we don't. If you're doing telesales, you need to be using this. It's $15 a month going through us, $30 if you went out on your own. If you wanted to just get it and start using it, just email Jane. Say, Jane, go ahead and get that to me. She'll send you a link, and she'll get you on a payment plan. It's $15 a month. And then whatever January rolls around, we'll just increase that to 30, and you'll get that in your CRM at the same time. But if you want to go ahead and get Best Plan Pro, just email Jane or let her know in chats here, and she will get that over to you. You can have it today.
And now with this person that has this Down syndrome, I mean, look at this. You got a bunch of options.
That's interesting, because how many of you guys have been told that is a kick out?
Yeah, and they're getting a preferred rating too. Look at that.
Look at AmeriQuest, BLI, Baltimore, Forsters, Combined, even Illinois Mutual.
Yeah, and
Look at
maybe
the monthly contribution, 89.
application, there might be meds and stuff that could kick it out. It's hard to say, but just in general, that's some of them don't ask that question. So there might be other things that could be a kick out, but at least we can kind of leads us there. All right, man. So any questions for Misha before we get out of here and we start turning over to Daniel? Anything?
Misha, thank you very much. And again, I would encourage people too that when they're doing their dialing, get as much information as you can. Because again, a system like this is so useful if you have, it's only as good as the information you input.
Exactly.
So if you don't get height and weight, if you don't get, and not just current medication, sometimes a lot of these carriers will look back 5 or 10 years. So, and again, don't spend all day getting a risk assessment or giving the information, but hey, any current medication you're on now, hey, any medication you've been on in the last 5 or 10 years that might come off of, because a lot of these carriers will look back in time and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, this came up as Mutual of Omaha would take them, and then you get a not favorable again. So understand how underwriting works, but this tool in itself is pretty amazing. The other announcement too, guys, I just got notified yesterday that Americo, as of next week, on their whole life product, Americo Select, is now going up to 50,000. So under the age of 75 and above the age of 40, you can now apply up to 50,000. 75 to 85 is still 40,000 maximum, but for most people it'll be 50,000 max now, which is nice.
It is nice, especially if you're doing the equity protection plans, because sometimes you do need to go more on those. So really, really good deal.
Aaron, I just want to add with the medicines, I also asked, is there any medication that you've been prescribed even though you're not taking it? Because a lot of people don't take it, but it'll stay on their medical record.
Yeah, good point. So all this stuff is valid. So Daniel, why don't we go ahead and kick it over? Thank you, Misha, for sharing this. What I asked Daniel to do, he was going to do a training, but I wanted everyone to be on this call because you can see why, obviously. We needed you on this call. Now, if you're doing telesales and you don't have this, you're probably hurting your sales. So invest your $15, bite the bullet, go pay your 15, but get this product. It's a necessity. Though Daniel, you're going to start calling, and we're going to stay in the training room. Okay.
Yeah,
so anybody
absolutely.
welcome to go in your own room, but I told everybody, or Daniel, we're just going to stay in this room, and we're going to do dials from here. So that
Absolutely.
if you got leads, start dialing, and if you get somebody on the phone, unmute yourself. Let you take the lead. In the meantime, you're going to get to hear old Big Red do some talking. So, guys, have a great day. Look forward to the rest of this week. So, good.